everybody. And it's so weird me being on this side. I'm so used to But I just want to say thank you so much, everybody. I've got Colleen Pearl from the Cool Crone over here, and she is amazing. I'm so excited. And Val, I haven't got to see you for so long.
I know.
And I'm so happy you could come. It's just so much fun, more fun reading politics with these two. And they're so good, especially Colleen. She is so good at the politics.
Oh, it's nice to be here, Deann. Thank you for having me, and Val. I like reading with Val too.
What is it? I try to do it by myself, but it's much more fun when you have other people to read with.
It really, it's like takes it does become more like just kind of like a chatting around the table kind of thing, rather than, oh my God, we're going to hell in a handbasket, Because when you're by yourself, it just seems like, oh my God, everything's happening. But when you're with your people, it's a little easier to take, don't you think?
Yes.
If somebody asks a question that I didn't know about or hadn't heard of, then maybe one of you guys did, or I did,
Exactly.
So it makes it much nicer. But you guys in the chat, I didn't get a chance. I've been a little bit behind in the politics. So if you have a question, we're going to do I might have to read on some of them blind, but sometimes you read best when it is blind because you don't have any opinion because you don't know. But I just want to thank everybody for coming. We got Linda, Butterflies Are Free, Deann, DFL Rocks. Your name's easy to remember, Deann. Bora, thank you, Bora. She comes in and moderates, and she's wonderful. Amanda Carroll. So what we're going to do, you guys, is we're going to do a little bit of political talk, but a little bit of political questions too, and tarot. So if you have a question on politics, you go ahead and put it in capital letters. You have to be a subscriber for 5 minutes. I did that to keep the trolls out. Because it seems like if I don't do that, then I'll get, who is his name? Tarot Destroyer pops in.
Yeah. What a pain.
I know. I got him blocked, but just in case. So, but I wanted to talk to you while you guys are putting in any of your questions while we're waiting. Did you guys see, I just saw this today, the Trump supporters, they are wearing diapers at his rallies.
I noticed that a little bit ago.
Yeah.
I didn't know if that was real or photoshopped.
Yeah, and one had a shirt that said real men wear diapers, and she had a diaper on. Another one said better diaper than Democrat, and was wearing a diaper. And they're not only wearing diapers to the rally in unison with him, they are to support him in his, but they are also selling those pee cups, those pee funnels. They're selling pee funnels at his rallies, and the girls are buying pee funnels, and they're just peeing where they stand at the rallies. Apparently, they think the idea of a diaper and a pee funnel is A-okay, which is stupid if you don't need it. I mean, I can understand. I'm nothing against the pee funnels. If you're going on vacation, there's nowhere to stop and go pee, or you're at a concert someplace and there's nowhere to go. You got to do what you got to do. But it's craziness. I didn't know if you guys had seen that.
Yeah, I pulled up a picture of it if you want me to show it.
Yes. I'm completely at a loss.
Really?
I should have done that.
I have never seen or heard of such a device. But
let me go over here and I'll just share that. Deann, you have to let the share come into the screen. So down below, if you see the thing.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
so
that's what I saw.
Yep, she's got her little blue diaper with a picture of Big D right over her hoo-hoocha. And and there's a guy there on a girl on the right. Looks like she's selling them or something, but gosh, and then the girl in the upper right holding up the t-shirt, I think that says real men wear diapers.
Yes, that's the one I saw. Real men wear diapers, and better.
That is just okay.
Wow.
You can take that down now, Deann.
Okay.
That's plenty of that.
What do I hit? I hit
remove on that picture at the bottom.
Not stop camera, but present.
go to the little thumbnail at the bottom and just hover over it. It'll say remove.
Oh, okay. Thumbnail at the bottom.
Yeah.
I've done this before.
Yeah.
It's not stop cam.
No, just when you point to the little picture that's at the bottom of it, it should turn into a remove banner there.
Oh gosh, leave it to me. Oh, I see.
Wait. I've got one too. Okay, there we go. I've got one.
Thank goodness. I think I made you an administrator just for such occasions.
Perfect. That's great. And Deann, don't you have something new going on in your shop that you want to tell people about?
Well, I did have, I did a new, hold on here, see if I can share screen. See, I'm going to share screen, see if it works for me. Okay. Is it here? Okay. Anyway, I doesn't show the whole thing, but I've gotten some, I made a new website, and these are just some of the oils that I have. The front is a lot prettier, but, and then if you click on them, I got this goddess oil, love, power, and abundance, triple goddess oil, but you click on it and it'll show you, all about it. Tell you what's in it. It's being a little bit slow here now, but usually the picture will come on here. There it goes. And I put a little bottle of Manifest in her hand.
Yeah,
and it tells you a little bit about it. And then I've got and I got it where it says gift cards, but when you go to the site, let's see if I can figure this out now again. Stop screen. Okay. That's why I couldn't stop it, because I didn't put it up. Maybe.
Yes. Yeah, probably.
Usually it'll say stop screen.
Yeah.
But let's see.
I got to tell everybody that oil that you made for me and that you sent to me, I am wearing it every day. I love it. It's so delicious. I really, really love it. And I have two other oils that Deann made that I bought her, intuition one and the abundance one. And they both just smell so good. Different. They're all very different, but really
they're all different.
Smell.
And I have mine. You can see mine. Mine are right there.
Yeah.
And they are so powerful. All I had to do is smell them. Hold the thing, to tell the universe and put them up there, and all kinds of things are happening. I don't wear them because I have a little sinus issue with it, but I already took them in. It already went into the ethers, and
well, you can keep your crystals and your oils in your pocket or in your bra or in your purse,
or so, right here where I work.
And I got more abundance. Everybody that liked the abundance oil and I didn't have it, I have money drawing and I have abundance, and I got back in a lot of the oils that I didn't have. And if there's one you want, you tell me, I'll put it in there. I'll get it in there.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm enjoying doing it, and I love that goddess oil I made. They had there was ones for goddess of love, power, and what was the other one? And abundance. And I thought, I smelled them and I smelled everything in them. I'm like, I think these would be good together. And it is. So I figured I'll have trouble. I can use all those things, love and abundance and prosperity, put them in one bottle. And I usually put different crystals that go with the oils in there too. So whatever crystals, and I'll tell you why I use the crystals in case you want to know. I think for the goddess, I'm using the amethyst and the rose quartz. I decided to put two, one for the heart and one for the mind. So could have put three, but yeah, everybody. So thank you for supporting me, everybody that's been supporting me on this little shop, because it's taken me a while to learn the ins and outs of the computer stuff, but I'm doing it. And so what's been going on with you, Val? Didn't you have you just had your Akashic record class recently?
I did. And so many people learned how to read the Akashic records. And after that, I have 2 practice sessions with everyone on Zoom coming up. And, it's fun, really fun to see people who never knew they could read, and they're in there reading the records and they come back from being back in breakout rooms, and they're like, oh, I can read, and this is what, phenomenal information just right off the bat, and it's pretty satisfying to me to
Well,
see
yeah,
that.
I was bummed. I wanted to go to that class, but I ended up having my nephew's graduation party, so I didn't get to. I says I wasn't meant to go to that one, I guess. Apparently, I'm going to go eventually. I'm hoping it's not the last class you have.
No. I have another one coming up, actually. I'm going to change the information in there soon, probably today or tomorrow. So, yeah, another one's coming up. Just check my website. I have to change it. Yeah. Oh, it's July 21st on Sunday. You might be able to take a Sunday class.
Yeah, I have this Sunday. Yeah, in July I will. This Sunday and next Sunday I'm doing magical herb classes on magical herbs and resins. It's a 3-hour class, and I go every Sunday for I think it's going to be 6-7 weeks, and then I'm starting on a class on medicinal herbs and how to make tonics. And we did tea readings yesterday. We learned to do tea readings, teacup readings, and it's just so much fun. And I finally found people here in Illinois. I never knew there was any that existed that are into tarot and all this stuff. And the shop that I went to said that they're going to carry my oils in their shop.
Wow, that's amazing.
I brought some for my teacher. She loved it so much. She says, we need something like this. And if you can make us up some and bring your cards. And I made my own business cards even.
There you go.
You're rocking and rolling.
Anything's possible. Expansion is happening. 2024, everyone.
Well, I said 2024 was going to be my year. We had enough of a hard time. 2024, I declare it's going to be my year. I'm manifesting good stuff and make oils to manifest it for all of us. Yeah. But I was going to say, you guys, now I'm new. I'm catching up on stuff, but I told you about the diaper thing, and then the funnels. And then did you hear about the 100,000 people they were saying was at his rally?
Oh, God, yes. Oh.
And it only holds 20,000, I found out, and it wasn't even full. And all the news stations are just going with the 100,000.
They're showing all the people leaving.
Yeah, that's what Midas Touch was showing, all the people leaving.
Oh, the
but
people
that's just their formula. The MAGAs. They get one person to make a declarative statement that's probably wrong. And then they all just repeat it. And most of the time, they don't even credit the original person, which is what a normal news outlet would do. They would credit the original source. And then other news outlets can know that, okay, that's legit. I can say it too. But not them. They just, it's like a game of telephone. It
is. And they don't care if it's true or not. If they say they're going to, that's what they're saying. They don't care. It doesn't have to be true.
Well, no, when they're going to care is when they start handing down indictments for all these lies.
Then they'll care.
Going to care.
Then they'll
care. It's going to be like, oh, so-and-so said to do it, or I heard it from so-and-so and they said it, and then you'll see all the rats fleeing the ship,
Yes. Right.
Well, did you know the photograph that they were showing was from a Rod Stewart concert? I think in Brazil.
And that wasn't the only erroneous photo they used. They were using photos from all over the world. One of them was from someplace like, not Monte Carlo, but the Rod Stewart concert, I think, was from somewhere in Europe, in the Mediterranean. But they were showing all sorts of different locations. And people are like, do you think we're stupid? Do you think we don't know that this isn't New Jersey?
They do, because there are people
Somebody said, there's no mountains behind blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
That's what Anna said. There's no mountains.
There's no mountains.
Not in that part of New Jersey. Nope, no mountains. We have mountains, but not there.
And what they left out is they didn't talk about what he was saying in the speech. He was talking about the late, great Hannibal Lecter.
Oh,
so disgusting.
I mean, that is just so sick. I mean, sorry.
So there is this guy who could barely remember his own name. He's so befuddled most of the time. But the one thing he can say clearly is Hannibal Lecter.
Yes.
Pull that out of your ass. Why don't you, try focusing on like, hey, do you remember your wife's name? Do you remember, what day it is? Do you know who the president is?
He doesn't know. He knows Barack Obama. He knows that name.
Yes.
He doesn't know Biden's name sometimes.
No,
He
No,
doesn't
he didn't know how old
he knows
Biden was.
Nikki Haley, and he doesn't know who's the one he always messes up for Nikki Haley.
Nancy
Hillary
Pelosi.
Clinton.
Nancy Pelosi.
Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah. And when you take somebody to the nut hut, as I call it, when somebody's losing it mentally, right? When you take them to see the medical professionals, one of the first things they ask them is, okay, what's your name?
Yeah.
Do you know what day it is? What year is it? And who's the president?
Correct. They
And
always
if you
ask.
can't name those things correctly, they're like, admission, we're putting
Yes.
this one in.
Yes, I just couldn't believe it. They didn't, and they don't talk about all the 80 to 100,000 people, but nothing about the late great Hannibal Lecter. Does he think he really existed? This is a movie. I mean, does he think every movie he watches is reality?
He has his own reality, so therefore it is.
I think he took that Norman Vincent Peale philosophy a bit too far.
He took it all the way.
He took
to
it
Lululand.
and backs. Yeah, I mean, he's just, there's such a thing as, reality,
Grounding something in reality.
Yeah, he's
but
not
that's
there.
It bypassed the Donald in that way. Yes, he just got the hold it in your mind, believe it. Hold it in your mind, believe it. Hold it in your mind, believe it.
Yeah.
And just believe it. Say it and believe it. Say it and believe it.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
Believe anything you see or hear. Just believe what I say.
It doesn't
My
matter if
alternative
they fired
reality.
you from this job. Just believe you're not fired. And then they won't, they're never going to come on your door and knock and say, Mr. Trump, we have to remove your things from the White House now.
I know. Well, I wrote down something that we could read on, but I wanted to see, maybe it'll just take me a little bit of a minute just to tell the people in the chat that might not know. Speaker Mike Johnson, I just found this out today. Appearance at Trump's felony trial marks a remarkable moment in U.S. politics. U.S. House Speaker Mike Johnson is assailing the U.S. judicial system as the highest level Republican to attend court with Donald Trump for his hush money trial. Mike Johnson assailed the U.S. judicial system on Tuesday, So anyway, he was using his powerful position to attack the case against the former president as an illegitimate sham. It was a remarkable moment in modern American politics, turning his Republican Party against the federal and state legal systems that are foundational to the U.S. government and cornerstone of democracy. So anyway, he called the court system corrupt. Outside the New York courthouse, he declared this was a ridiculous prosecution that's not about justice. He said it's all about politics. The speaker is leading a growing list of Republican lawmakers who are criticizing the American judicial system as they rally to Trump's side. So, and then there was some other senators and people that came with him. He has this gag order, and I thought this is horrible that the Speaker of the House, is going against our own judicial system. Oops, I lost my thing. So
Got a little frozen.
He lost all credibility, in my view, by standing there behind Trump for those few seconds that he was behind their Speaker of the House, who is supposed to be, he stepped in poop on that one because, he's going to find himself in a maze that he created and he can't get out of. You can't play two sides of the fence here, placating to Dems and doing a few things. It's going to end up reflecting very poorly on him. When you're in that position, you're really supposed to work for your constituents, yes, but in that position as Speaker, you're running the whole House, which includes Democrats. So it's very bipartisan, folks. what does that look like when you're seeing that happen, where he's standing behind Trump?
So, Deann, you froze for a bit there. What was the question that you wanted to?
I'm wanting to know. I know you guys froze on me too. It looked like
Oh,
we
did
all
we?
froze.
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh.
All right.
So I'm just wondering, how is this going to affect? Is this going to help Trump in the trial? You know, because with having all these senators and the Speaker of the House and all this doing this.
Interesting.
Okay. I'm getting.
Go ahead.
Okay, he wants to try to look like an angel. He's so good. He's such a Christian. He's such a good man, you know. He tries to get people to look at him that way, but I think there are a lot of people, world leaders, and a lot of the public, especially the world leaders and things like that, are looking at him like, they know better. I think a lot of it is about money. I don't know if some of these people have been offered money, if they will help him out. I know Cannon, she was offered something for what she's doing, but I think they were offered some sort of money or something to kind of blow the whistle and point to the other person. It's not Trump, it's Biden. They're just trying to say that what did somebody say? Biden is so bad. They're just trying to act like, well, Trump's bad too, which has been the opposite. Trump's broken all the laws,
Yeah.
but they keep pointing to Biden, who hasn't broken any. But they're trying to point the finger at the other side because he has no defense. The world knows it. His dark deeds are going to come out. So that he did, and this is in the past. His dark deeds in the past are going to be found out, Trump. This is bringing everything out. I think that they're trying to do everything they can because he doesn't have a defense. I think this is making Mike Johnson look even worse than he already does. He's not going to be there long, I don't think. Well, he'll be gone when Biden comes in, if not before. What'd you get?
So when I was shuffling and then I cut the cards, this was on the bottom of the deck, the Two of Cups. So this is a little deal that they all worked out in a back room. I love this card, the two people in the champagne glass.
That is so cute. I like those too.
They're holding hands, right? So this is Mikey Johnson holding hands with everybody. But he's talking out of both sides of his face because he's kind of looking like a very effective speaker, actually, as long as he's got the Dems behind him, backing him. And then he comes out and he does all this hanky-panky with the Republicans. This looks a little hinky to me. And I think this is going to backfire for Mikey. So not just for Mikey, but for Trump. So Trump has got, this is his new love affair, is he's going to use the actual elected Republicans to give himself an air of legitimacy. And, that's going to work about as well as, drinking punch out of a champagne glass. So, and then I got the Queen of Cups, and I'm thinking this doesn't so much represent women, although there are a lot of women who are going to have things to say about Trump, but I think it more so represents the level of professionalism that Trump believes that he's getting with these Republicans. They're not presidential level. They're in the Congress and Senate. And I think he believes that he can trick people because cups, can also be, that manipulation and making things go the way you want it to, fitting the container that you're in. So right now, Trump's fitting the container that he's in. He's in a courtyard or courtroom, and he's trying to do as much as he can to take headlines, while he's there, because he's not on the campaign trail. But, his world is coming to an end. This trial is not going to go well for him. This is going to be a big ending for him. Right now, the world is looking at this and saying, thank goodness, we'll take it. We'll take the win and the loss for Trump because we really like that. The final outcome's the judgment card. He is being judged now. And I don't think that he'll come out of this smelling like a rose at all. I don't think Mikey will come out smelling like a rose at all. I think, like I said, that two-facedness that Johnson is exhibiting is a very bad look. And I don't think the Democrats will continue to back him when he is being this duplicitous. I mean, they've been playing the game because they've had strong hands up till now. But this summer, I think the minute they realize that they can't control him anymore, he's out.
Yeah.
And this is the beginning of them not being able to control him.
Right, because Marjorie Taylor Greene wanted to get him out of there, and then they were booing her, for that. But I just feel like, doing this, it's gonna, and the Dems were kind of, they were going to give their votes to keep him there because they thought maybe he will work across the aisle. But when they see him doing stuff like this, they may say go after him. And I feel like, do you feel like Hakeem may be Speaker of the House?
He absolutely will. He absolutely will. And he knows it too. They're just keeping, I mean, Hakeem has so much. I feel that the assignment that he discussed with Nancy Pelosi was so vast and so comprehensive that he's not quite ready to take on the speakership because he's still doing all of this coordination. Yes, for Joe Biden, but for the Democrats in general. All of these bills that they want to have just teed up and ready to go when they have the power to just boom, 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 pass all the things that they want. But I think by end of June, maybe July, I think he'll be ready. And I think sometime in July, he'll become speaker.
Yeah, I've been feeling like that too. I don't know about the date, but I keep feeling like
summer,
June, into June, July, something big is going to happen with Trump. I don't know if he's going to be found guilty. And then I'm wondering with this, with Cannon, she kind of pushed stuff back if the January 6th trial will come out next, because she's ready. They're ready over there.
Who?
For the January 6th?
In
because he's got this, and then he's got, and what is it? Jack Smith is doing the where he stole the records.
Yeah. And you know what's interesting about that too? I was watching Linda G with David Tarot by the Bay today. They were live. And at the very beginning of it, somebody put in the comments, just saw that Cannon stepped down from the Florida thing. And it was not true. But someone put it out there. Now, why do you think they put it out there?
I don't know. They're saying that the judge in the Stormy Daniels, that case, they're trying to say that he should step down because they're saying because his daughter is helping with the Biden campaign. But Cannon is obviously helping Trump, and they're not asking her to step down.
Because what's good for the goose isn't good for the gander. They don't play like that because they don't care. As Val said before, they just don't care. They just want chaos. They want everything in chaos. But do you remember I think it was week before last only, it was not that long ago, where people were on the news, they were surmising that Jack Smith is ready to put out a superseding indictment on the documents case. And that when he does, it's probably going to focus on Bedminster. And if it focuses on Bedminster, that means there'll be a case in New Jersey.
Oh, really?
Yes.
And I feel like he's going to try to get her off this trial because it's obvious to all that she is.
Well, yeah, he's going to try, but I don't know. My sister has said from the very beginning of when it came down, she's like, that case never going to come to trial. She's never going to hear it. They might pick a jury, but the jury's never going to sit. That case is not going to happen. But if they do something with a superseding indictment in New Jersey, I think that could happen. I think it could happen quickly.
Let's see. So the case with Cannon, is it going to ever come to trial before the election at least? No. Will it come to trial after I don't think he is going to be around after.
Well, that might be the reason. Yeah, that might be the reason. But what about Bedminster? What do you get for that?
Okay. How should I ask it,
Will
Colleen?
there be a case about documents focused in New Jersey on Trump?
Will there be a case about documents in New Jersey? I'm getting yes.
Yeah, me too.
When will it be? When will it be? Will it be
2024?
Will it be August? I'm getting around August.
Yeah. See, I think there might be. I think we have hope.
You feel the same way, Val?
I haven't read on any of that. I only read on the Mike Johnson thing.
Okay. What was Jeanette's answer to? They didn't do it for the trial. They didn't do what for the trial?
Well, I think what she meant is they didn't do it in the trial. They didn't come in the trial. It was, and that's what I meant, Jeanette, is after the trial. They were outside the trial speaking, and oh, this is a travesty. Oh, this is political interference. Oh, but they came there to support him, and they were there after. Isn't it funny that none of his kids are there? Not his wife is there, you know?
No, nobody. And you know, they were talking too about the fact that Trump is, you know, lifting his little finger, and all these people are going out like surrogates for him and talking smack about the whole case. Isn't that against the gag order? I mean, won't I think Trump should be blamed for that.
Right, because he's not supposed to influence other people to do it either, and he is. Obviously,
they said that. They specifically said in the gag, I think they said in the gag order, you know, that he can't, you know, tell people to do that, whether that's public or not, but he can't influence people to do that. And clearly, this was not these people's idea for all those Republicans to go to his trial all on the same day. No, there's no zeitgeist surrounding, ooh, let's go to Trump's trial. You know, that's just not happening. So,
and we're all getting sick of him getting away with stuff that none of us would ever get away with in a million years.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it's rich them saying that Biden is so bad, and they have to say the other guy is too. It's like it's projection. They whatever the Democrats say, they switch it. It's like gaslighting.
It's like you know, kindergarten tactics. You know, like it isn't me, it's you. Doesn't stick to me, it sticks on you. I mean, they just like
I'm rubber, you're glue.
Yeah, you know, it's just like, are you 6 years old? And you are holding elected office? What's wrong with us for electing you? You know,
what's wrong with a lot of people that are wearing diapers in Biden? You know,
that's so weird.
It is. Linda wants to know, do the Trump kids realize how out of it their dad is? Yes. They do, but they're in it for the money. They're like their dad, I think. They're just, you know.
They were taught. That's the way they were raised. That's what's important, is the money.
I don't know. Should we read on how they feel about their dad? One particular kid?
How about we each do one of the grown kids? Eric, Ivanka, Don Jr. So you tell us.
I'll do Don.
Okay. I'll do Ivanka. Ivanka feels about daddy. Oh my goodness. Oh Jesus. Oh.
What'd you get?
Okay. So Ivanka, true to form, she's so upset about the loss of money because this has damaged her brand, whatever. I don't even know if she has companies like that left anymore. I think she went back to real estate. But she's very upset about the damage to her brand. And so what she's been trying to do is to start new businesses, but it doesn't look like all of them are working. It looks like she's working very, very, very hard to get some other businesses going and to ignore her family, to ignore her kids, and also to ignore her dad. She's just not really tuning into her feelings at all. Um, and her final outcome is the Fool. But I tell you what I get intuitively on her is that not only is she worried about the money, but that is covering up her real feelings about her father. It's embarrassing to her that he is so out of it, and that he is incontinent in both ends of his ass, and that he can't be controlled in any way, and that he can't sometimes get through a rally without slurring his words or messing up his language or forgetting things. Even though he has a teleprompter, he doesn't even use it half the time. The
Right.
reason she hasn't been in the courtroom is that she's embarrassed. And I think she was the executrix for her mother's estate. I think she is the same for her father. And I think that she is feeling the burden of having to make decisions because her two idiot brothers can't make them. And she's just like, why am I holding the bag? I'm not even the oldest kid. Like, why do I have to do this? And then she's like, oh yeah, right. My dad wanted to have sex with me. Okay, that makes sense now. Like, she's just very cut and dried about everything, because if she allows herself to be emotional, oh my God, she wouldn't be able to function. She's a very emotional person, actually, but she's a
Is she-
Scorpio, and she just stuffs it all down and doesn't deal with it. And I think she's going to end up leaving the country, honestly, or trying to leave the country. I think that's what she's going to be doing. And I don't know. I don't even think she's going to care if her husband is with her. I think she's just going to grab her kids and go.
Yeah. I
But,
don't
but
blame her.
as far as daddy goes, she's just got it up to here, and she'll fulfill her duties as the executor of the estate when the time comes. But until then, I think she wants nothing to do with it. It smells bad, and she doesn't like the smell.
Yeah. I feel like with Don Jr., I got the Lovers in reverse. I feel like he's always wanted his daddy's love. He tries to be like his dad. He tries to talk like his dad. He tries to do the hand movements like his dad. But he just never feels like his dad cares about him, and I don't know that he does. But there's a lot of confusion on his part. He don't know what to do. I feel like there's been some arguments about the bad choices that his father has made, but again, he trying to stay on his good side at the same time. I feel like at the root of it is the Eight of Cups in reverse. Don Jr., he has really low self-esteem.
Yeah.
His father even didn't want to name him after him because he said, what if he's, stupid? Or what if he's, he pretty much said that. And so he's a little bit afraid. He doesn't really want to walk away from this. He's afraid of this. I feel like with the Page of Swords in reverse in the past, I feel like he's paranoid. He's been paranoid, and he's real sarcastic and stuff, just like his dad too. At the top of it, the future, I feel like he has a lot of, with the Strength in reverse, even though he's acting like he's strong, he has a lot of self-doubt. I think he's kind of mentally imbalanced himself. I don't think he's quite right himself, but he's learned to manipulate from his father, but he's just got a lot of self-doubt in him. I think he feels, because his father has always gotten out of everything, that in the future it's going to be okay, though. I think he figures out his dad always finds a way to get out of things, so he feels like everything's going to be okay. And I do get, let me ask if this is him or his dad. Is this Don Jr.? Is this his dad? Yeah, he feels like his dad with the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, his dad's selfish and impatient with him, very cold and very demanding towards him. But I feel like right now, he at the bottom of the deck, Nine of Swords, he's just full of a lot of self-pity right now. That's all he can think of, and he's trying to say all of this is just malicious gossip against his dad. But yeah, he's trying to stick with his dad, but it's hard. But he just wants his dad's love so bad.
Yeah.
He's not going to get it.
I agree with you. His mental faculties have been damaged both from his father's treatment of him all his life, but also from all of his drug usage.
Yes. And he does that to deal with things. And I think his father does things like that too. Entertainment purposes only, but he says he doesn't drink, but I think he does other things that he accused Biden of doing are the very things that he does.
Yes, I agree. I agree.
Would you get Val?
Okay. So Eric is a Capricorn. And right now he's feeling a lot of constriction, not only for illegal things he's done in the Trump organization and his responsibility regarding that, but he is one of the few who actually show some feelings outside of himself. And so there's a little sensitive kernel of himself feeling really bad that he abandoned. He really is even though he showed up in court, he's really abandoning his father and he feels bad that the other kids and nobody showed up, but he showed up and he felt so awkward. It's all feeling awkward, like he wasn't needed, he wasn't wanted, he wasn't desired in the court. He's been asked to step into a leadership role when he was running that company with no respect, because no one respects him and his intelligence. He knows it. He tried to keep an optimistic attitude because the Trump kids are taught to be strong and no matter what, just look in the bully's face and be a bigger bully. But he's really had a lot of confrontation in his life. This is the toughening up of the Trump kids. This is what happens inside the family. But he's going to have a little reversal of fortune. Justice is coming. The devil. So he has his own set of things, shall we say, that chain him. Mental anguish, mental ties, where someone's tormented you enough and you let them control you. It could be any of those things. A lot of heartache. So he is trying to behave in the Trumpian way, but he is more like his uncle, Mary's father. He can't help it, but he is the softer one. Even though he's tried really hard to fit into the Trump mold, because he knows what happened to his uncle. Yeah. So what can I say? It doesn't end well.
No,
he's always going to be in heartache. It's always going to be too much for him. He's inauthentic in the role he's playing because it's not him.
Yeah. Can you imagine having to have him be your father? I just can't even imagine. You know, Ivanka knowing that her father was with a porn star who said,
"This is how they taught the kids. Daughter. They can put him. They put him up against each other. Yeah, and created conflict. Yeah, to toughen them all up. How are you going to stand up to that one? How are you going to stand up to that? Yeah, I mean, they really abused those children from the word go. But I think that with Don Jr. and Eric, I think they're not going to the trial is a first step towards them distancing themselves from their father, which if they're going to heal from this mentally, they need to do. They need to step away from their abuser and they need to stand up and say, I'm not taking this abuse anymore, even if they go to jail, even more so if they go to jail. I agree with you. But apart. I think the devil in my deck is that feeling of guilt. Yeah. That he is tied to Trump and wants to get away from Trump. And it's the angst about that cord, that tie, that like he owes his dad this, that, and the other thing. And what about his wife, Eric's wife? Don't you think she might be, look at how strong she comes off when she's on the screen. I wonder if she isn't also a little abusive towards Eric. Yes. You know, manipulating. I don't doubt it. Yes, I mean, it just kind of fits the pattern. And yes, I mean, I feel bad for all of them, but they did come down here to learn this lesson, and they're still young enough that they can learn it. But I think they've got to divorce themselves from their father and get
real serious into some therapy and stop. They need to get sober, real sober in their mind and in their bodies. They just need to be not Trumps for like 5 years, and then maybe they can come to.
Yeah, if that's possible, yes, because that would set them straight.
I mean, look at Michael Cohen. That's pretty much what he had to do, and he did his in a much shorter period of time because he wasn't actually a Trump child.
Yes,
but he got sucked in the same way, and then now it's been more than 5 years, I think, and he's still suffering, but he sees the light, and he sees how he has improved his life by telling the truth, taking account for everything, being responsible for all of his actions, taking the consequences. And that's what those sons need to do too. Ivanka needs to do it, but she never will, because so far she's been relatively unscathed. She's selfish.
Right.
She's going to keep taking the money until there's no money. And you watch, when Jared goes to jail, she'll be in Dubai.
And he will. And he will.
She'll be in another complete other country.
She is not going to be touched or besmirched by anything. She is going to make sure she is far away.
Auditioning for the Real Housewives of Dubai, I'm sure.
Yeah. And I think Melania is trying to protect her son, from his name just escaped me. Baron. She's trying to protect Barron because they wanted him to be, wasn't it a delegate or something?
Yeah,
and she said no, that he had other things. I think she wants to protect him, and she doesn't want to be in this political atmosphere. She doesn't want her son to be any part of it. And I wonder how he's gonna, how he's gonna be, or how he feels about. I think he loves his dad, because you always do, and he does look like him quite a bit, but I'm hoping that he grows up to be different from the rest, that he learns from this.
I'm pretty sure he will. He's in that generation that's so much more truth tellers and truth seers. I don't think that he can unsee what he's seen with his dad. But I'm surprised that they say in the papers that he's going to go to school in New York, in either upstate New York or one of the New York State schools. Why? Those are cheap schools. They're not real expensive schools. They're state schools. They're not even private schools. And why do they want him to be in New York? If I were Melania, I'd be sending him to school in Switzerland or something. I'd be going, and I'd follow him. I'd go to Europe and follow him. Be like, oh, sorry, Donald, time zone. Don't know what time to call.
I know. I feel bad for him in some ways, because I feel like, he has no choice in the family he was brought up in, and just, he's worried about going to jail.
He made the choice when he signed up to come down and come in through that family, just like Colleen was saying. Yeah, he had a choice. He made the choice, and that's the family that he's in to learn those lessons. So he is not a victim. He is a person who wanted to come down and toughen up a little, or I don't know, maybe I don't know what his lesson is, but I can't say that.
Maybe he's going to break the cycle like Mary Trump. Break the cycle.
Because he was the sensitive one who he could have stepped up to the, platform and said, no, enough. I'm getting out of here.
Except that Donald Trump himself does not engage with his children until they're old enough to come into the business.
That's right.
There's a lot of distance there. But I just got to say this. I would not be at all surprised if this whole Blarney story about Barron going to school in New York in the SUNY system, which is the state universities of New York, there's like 6 of them, right?
Yeah.
I would not be surprised at all if they're just saying that while Trump is on trial and before the election. And
bingo.
As soon as they know that he's
bingo,
I think he is.
Ain't no way he's getting into the public school system.
It's a public college.
It ain't happening.
Oh, it just does not.
Don't breathe this. Don't breathe the fumes, because
they're not going to have him on a campus that's wide open like that.
That's a hell A hail
Right?
no.
It just means
A hail no.
It just seems
Hail no.
I just don't believe it. I just don't buy it.
It's not going to happen.
Right?
What public thing? When have you ever seen Barron Trump in any public setting? Come
No.
on. They didn't send him to private school his whole entire life. And then now he's going to go to.
Well, that's the other thing too. I could see it if they said, "Oh yeah, he got into Yale, or he got into Harvard, or he's going to Princeton, or
They're Ivy League. The Ivy League.
I could see that because
No riffraff's going to the Ivy League.
yeah. Or even if the riffraff gets in, they're super smart, so they're probably not violent.
Smart riffraff.
This is just a story. This is just a bad story, and I just don't buy it. And I would not be surprised at all if we find out, oh, oops, Barron's really been accepted and going to school in Germany.
Or he changed his mind.
Or he changed his mind.
He's going to be a delegate for the GOP. Oh, he changed his mind. Yeah, it's going to be one of those kind of things. It's manipulating everything to sound a certain way at a certain time.
Right? Yeah. I think they've planned this all out. And God bless Barron. I wish him all the best.
This fell out of my deck.
Oh gosh.
While we're talking and yeah.
That always comes out whenever I read on Trump.
Right?
I always get the devil card. Always.
So you got the Muse Shaman up there forever waiting to hear us talk about
Ivana. Will Ivana Trump ever get out of the golf course and buried the way she wanted to be in California?
She's not in there, honey. She's not in there.
She got cremated.
She's not in there, honey. No. The Muse Shaman, no.
What got me is, why did they need all those men to pick up that coffin, and why was it so heavy?
Gold bars.
Gold bars. There's gold bars in that.
Gold bars are heavy.
That's why they had to have all those guys carrying it.
Yeah, because they couldn't. An urn is not heavy.
No,
an urn is not heavy. Why would you put an urn in a casket?
No. And Bob Menendez ran out of room in his closet, so they had to put it somewhere.
That was the next guy I was going to ask about, Bob Menendez.
It's all in New Jersey. It's all in New Jersey. Pretty close for comfort, right? Menendez, the golf course.
Oh,
put two and two together. Gold bars, there they are. I just wouldn't be surprised at all.
I'm going to tell you, there's some of those Bob Menendez bars in there. I'm sure of it.
I'm sure of it too.
He just got caught with the tail end of the bars in his house.
Yeah, the overflow. But so if Ivana's not on the golf course and she was cremated, I'm sure Ivana has the little urn with the ashes.
Yes.
But will that coffin ever be taken out and opened up and done something else with? Will that ever happen? I think that's the question.
Read on that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Val already knows. Just let Val tell us. I'll shuffle.
I just think it will. Melinda Bishop saying paper is heavy too. Documents. Well, it's not like I didn't think there were some documents in there too.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got a plethora of things in there. I have no doubt about that.
He's probably got a layer of documents, and then underneath all the gold bars, all neatly stacked with little special dividers that they bought at Staples or something.
I got 3 yes cards. It's going to be dug up. Look at this. Yes, 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 and it's their tower moment. I mean, I'm sorry.
Well, I did the pendulum, and I get yes, it'll be dug up, but it won't be till next year.
But it's all the money he has in there. Look at these pentacles.
But think about this, ladies. When they do dig it up, Trump may not own that golf course anymore because James might have already taken it over.
That could happen. But can they take it over if the quasi grave is there? Because there were some such things saying it can never be taken away because it has it's a graveyard.
Well, what they did is they made it a grave. They made it a cemetery for tax purposes on the golf course.
That's it. Okay.
Now, if that property is actually owned by the Trump org out of New York, then Letitia James will have a right to it to settle her debt.
Got it.
Once she gets her hands on it, they can make it not a golf course anymore. And
Okay.
then they might want to relocate that particular grave to a proper burial place.
And I hope while they do that, they'll look in the coffin.
Well, they'll have to get cause to exhume the so-called body, even though all the records say she was being cremated. It's like, are you kidding me? Yes, we're going to open the goddamn box. We're going to open it. We're going to look at it. Because by then, think about it. Ivanka will be in Dubai. Eric and Dawn will be in prison.
Yes.
Orange Loaf will probably have transitioned. So there won't be anybody except for Lara Trump to say no.
Yes.
Or Mary Trump. And Mary Trump's going to say, yeah, let's see what's in it.
Of course she is. She knows her. She knows that. Yeah, go ahead.
What do you have, Deann?
Oh, I got the Page of Cups. So this looks like a surprise. Surprise! Yeah. Ivana's not in there.
Yeah, gold bars. And then Ivanka will be going, damn it, I knew there was something in there I wanted.
Mm-hmm. I think once he's found guilty, then it'll be found. It'll be clear.
So he may still be living. Oh.
Well, he may be. I don't know. After he's found guilty doesn't mean he'll be living. He may be found guilty and
he
died.
could be living, but not with us.
Compos mentis.
Yeah, I don't get he's going to be able to run. I don't see
you guys. He is not compos mentis now.
No.
He has no business anywhere near the nuclear football. No. I mean, this is a man who he won't even be able to say the vow to, and he won't say the vow, the oath. He won't say it.
No, he won't say it. No. Because it's to him. He's king. I pledge my allegiance to the king of.
I pledge allegiance to myself.
Yeah, exactly. To myself.
Jeanette said, honestly, the work that Hakeem is doing isn't for the Democrats, but for the USA. Yeah, that's not Biden. That's the thing that gets me. Biden says, I'm a president for all Americans. And you got Trump saying Democrats, like making them like they're dogs and like they're horrible. And he's just cut off half of so even if he was okay, I can't see how he could win because Nikki Haley, when she dropped off, he said, I don't want any of her supporters. They can't be welcome. They're not welcome to MAGA. The independents aren't welcome in MAGA. The rhinos that don't kiss his butt and agree with every word, even if they've been a Republican their whole life, they don't belong unless you worship him, and just do whatever he says and believe whatever he says. And then he wears a diaper, I'm wearing a diaper. Those are the only people he's got now. He's going to have just the craziest MAGA people. I think he's losing.
75. He's going to have those 75 people in the United States who are just batshit MAGA, and the rest of them are all going to be going, "Yeah, go nuts, dude. Not me." They're not. They're just not going to play. But here's the thing, too: is people were saying when we were talking about people going to Trump's court case, and they're saying, "Oh, I think they offered him money." I don't think any of these people got offered money. I think all of these people were, now YouTube, I'm going to say a real bad word, and I want you to just know it's my opinion and it's for entertainment purposes only. I think they were all big time blackmailed by something. By something. I don't know what. Maybe that country that starts with the R letter. Maybe
the R letter collected a lot on everyone. Yep. And I bet you, yes.
You know what I feel? I feel like these people like Marjorie Taylor Greene, a lot of these different people, they were and Mike, they were behind a lot of this January 6th stuff. They knew about a lot of this stuff, and they know their butts are going to be indicted after him. And so they have to protect him because he said, if you do everything you can to get me in, I will pardon you. They know they're going to need that pardon.
But he lies. How can they trust it? He doesn't pardon people when he promises.
They're part of the cult. Yeah. They believe because they're in the cult. They are the cult.
They are the cult.
Really, they are the cult. But here's the thing, too, is that you know how all that discrepancy about Mikey Johnson's bank accounts when he first got very public and visible, right? And how MTG is supposedly this phenomenal fundraiser. where do you think their money came from?
Yeah.
It didn't come as greenbacks from Uncle Sam. It did
Yeah. No.
not. It
Yeah.
was a whole different kind of currency that they got.
Yeah.
And that's why they're so loyal. They don't want to dry up the well. You know, they want to keep going back for more and more and more trips. They enjoy all of that lifestyle. They enjoy not having to really work so hard for their money. And for them, it's nothing to kiss his butt and go along with the MAGA thing. It makes them visible. It makes them popular. They go out and they do their stupid little fundraising. I bet they don't make that much on their fundraising. I bet most of what they make is that other currency that they're getting. And so, you know, the little price they have to pay, they have to be nice to the tea room. Okay, I'll do that. But the other ones, they have compromise on those guys.
Yeah.
You know what they need to shout from the rooftops is he has said he is going to cut Social Security. There are the disabled, the elderly, the, you know, public aid, Medicaid, Medicare, Social Security. He wants to cut it. He has said it. So why don't they keep showing that on every, you know what I mean? Really, because Republicans, that those MAGA people that support him, most of them, they need their Social Security. A lot of them are on public aid. A lot of them, you know, or they may need it, you know?
I agree. I agree. Anybody who looks really deeply at what they're really saying would know that and wouldn't vote for him. And honestly, don't you think that the majority of the American public has heard this?
I would hope so, but I feel like a lot of them just watch Fox and they will not watch it. They have been convinced everything that he does not say is false news. He is the only one that tells them the truth when he has been documented to tell how many, was it like 30,000 lies or something? Just something ridiculous.
Yeah, ridiculous.
There's a certain point in someone's life where they reach a saturation point, even the Trumpers, where they can't send anymore, where they can't watch anymore, where they walk out of Trump rallies, even though they'll say, oh yeah, blah blah blah, Trump, Trump, Trump. But down in the base of their being, they're tired and they don't want to do it anymore. Doesn't mean they're not going to vote for him. It's just that you can only go at high speed for so long as a Trump supporter. You just don't have it in you to keep this thing up. It can't be kept up. So what's going to happen? The momentum, yes, it's just going to disintegrate a little by a little. Not that they won't still be Trump supporters. They will, but they just can't get themselves to even go vote for him. They probably don't even have the energy to leave their house.
Yeah. They're worn out. They're worn out. You're right. You can only go full tilt for so long and then you need to pull back. And financially, you can only go full tilt for so long and then you're drained. You don't have the money to contribute anymore. You don't have the money to go to those rallies anymore. Yeah. But I think they're still paying people to go to the rally. Yeah. And the purpose is only YouTube. I think they are still paying people to do that.
They just saw an ad in the paper that he was asking they would pay.
But you notice that there's just not, somebody said in the chat that there was 5,000 to 10,000 in New Jersey. No, not even. There was possibly 4,000 to 5,000. That thing seated 20,000 and it was less than max, and it was less than a quarter filled.
I bet they had to bus a lot of them in. Yeah, wherever they got them from, whoever wanted to come and collect their.
Well, that's what they do. Yeah, they
their
do
money.
I just threw some cards, and as this trial gets to an end, and these trials, even the ones who haven't happened, but just they've had the paperwork and the stuff in the news. This is doing damage to Trump, a lot of damage. He has not opened a single Trump headquarters, and the Republican Party is not opening headquarters in the States. They're closing them.
Yes.
They don't have a support network in place. They've got Lara Trump. funneling.
They never, yeah, it's almost like they skipped over. He doesn't even want to go to rallies and do rallies anymore, actually, although he did a couple recently.
And he's going to do one on Friday when he's supposed to be going to Barron's graduation.
Yeah, I know. I heard
You're
about
kidding.
that.
After that big old fit he made.
He never meant to go. That was a political move.
I hope he gets his hand slapped for that. I hope he does.
So.
But you were saying, Val, you were saying something.
Yeah, I'm just saying that that he really, all in all, what's going to happen to him with his MAGA crowd, he is not actually formally running like a candidate who thinks he has to actually run for president. He's running like a person who's going to be installed.
Yes.
Yes. Think about that.
Right. Yeah.
I'm going to be installed just like Putin was just reinstalled.
Yes. Yes, that's true.
Wow.
It's interesting. Somebody said here, Dolores Villanueva in the comments said, yes, Republicans are burnt because all they watch is Fox and Steve Bannon channels. They really believe we abort babies to 9 months. It's insane. Well, yeah, those people who watch Fox, there are quite a bit of them, but the joke's on Fox and them because so many states have restricted voting procedures that those people are going to find it hard to get to the polls. And if they've stopped mail-in voting, then they're not going to be able to vote. So that's another fly in the ointment on Trump. Is not only is every woman in the country so hopping mad about the abortion issue, but even the people who want to vote for him can't get there to vote. It's like, wow, you have really set up a bad situation. Now, like you said, he thinks he's going to be installed. And I'm starting to hear people talk about, geez, what's going to happen when he loses? What's the backlash for that? I've read on that too. And I think it's going to be localized. I don't think there's going to be another January 6th. I don't even think there'll be that.
You don't have the energy to do a Jan 6.
No,
right.
No, but
I
think that I have been meaning to read Project 2025 because I think that will be the blueprint of everything that they're going to do.
Yes,
but I think violence-wise, violence-wise, it'll just be put down pretty easily by local police. But they are going to try to do some stuff, but they can only do Project 2025 if he gets in. If he doesn't get in, then they can't do it, and I don't think they'll get in. But
I feel like that's what he wants, though. He wants people to come and fight for him. He wants them to take over the government for him and install him. And I don't know that they're going to do that because they seen what happened to the January 6 people. He didn't go help them, and he's hoping the Proud Boys, like Laura said, will come in and
look at his trials. Nobody's coming and protesting at the trials.
This just fell out, all three of them.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's just not in the cards for him. It's not in the cards. It's all downhill. I mean, it's all downhill for him. That's just all there is to say about it.
I think he's reached a tipping point where he's this fallen asleep in court, the not going along with the gag order, berating and talking about people in such a derogatory manner, being so disrespectful of all of our governmental norms. I think it's finally catching up with him, and people are just sick of it. I think they're just so turned off, especially women, and we do make up 54% of the population. And I believe those of voting age, that would be enough to put Mr. Biden over the top.
It would, and it will be. Yep. And it will be.
They want rich white men to control the country. They want women. I've heard teenagers say that that women should not be able to vote. Well, they hear that from their father,
Yeah.
And
there's no teenagers where I live that would say that and not remain standing. They'd be backhanded by somebody.
Well, I know we're about done, but Linda did say Trump's followers believe when we were talking about the Social Security that it won't affect the ones who voted for him. Said she heard him say it in the store. So if you
There's
vote
no
for him,
way that there's no, I'm going to split the people and this one part is going to get this and that. Huh? Come on.
You know, people thought that about Hitler as well.
Yeah,
If I'm a good Jew and I do the things that Hitler wants me to do, he'll protect me and nothing will happen. And
exactly.
they continued to believe that until they were put on a train.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
that's why you know it's a cult. It's the same phenomena.
It is.
The same
and
phenomena.
do they not think if he became president, if he installed himself, that he wouldn't take their guns away?
Oh,
They're worried about losing guns. That's the first thing a dictator is going to take away your guns.
He's
They talk
going to
about
declare martial law. All the guns are going to have to be collected.
Yep.
Because now that he's in power, he wants all the guns in his echelon, in his group. No one out there can have them. And it would be one of the first things.
He's going to fill up the White House pool with guns.
Yep.
Drain the pool, fill it with guns. Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Really, Trump betrayed his cult with his lies about himself, and everyone and everything. Trump fed them all. He made fools out of his voting base while grifting off of them like a televangelist pastor. That's something too. I feel like these churches that are sitting there talking pro-Trump, I never thought I'd say, but they need to be taxed, because if you're not preaching religion, you're not preaching your religion, you're telling people how to vote. I seen people when we had the mask say, anybody comes in my church with a mask, I'll kick their butts out.
But now you've got the people that the televangelists, I don't know, but you've got people leading churches who say, Trump is horrendous and they're for selling Bibles with the Constitution in them and all kinds of things. So he is getting lambasted from some Christian preachers. Yeah.
And quite a few Republicans who are maybe giving up their careers in Congress, but then they're going out afterwards and speaking against Trump.
Yeah.
They're trying desperately to maintain some kind of integrity and to try to be what they believe Republicans should be. But I think it's too late for the Republican Party. I think it's already so splintered that I don't think they can call the Republican Party Republican anymore. I think they're going to have to form a whole new party.
I think you might be right about that. I think they might have to reinvent the whole thing in a different way and call it something else to get away from what they've done in the last, I don't know how long, this Tea Party thing from the beginning with the Sarah Palin thing. From that point to now, that's all besmirched the GOP. When the Sarah Palin became a running mate to John McCain, that was like, oh my God, he was appalled.
He was appalled.
And he regretted it from the moment he said yes to that pairing.
Yep.
Because he knew she talked nonsense and hate talk, and he wasn't like that. He was a man that was honorable. So I didn't agree with his politics, but I will respect him as a human being and a hero who was in a concentration camp or whatever you call those camps. So, and he survived that. I thought I respected him.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. And that upset a lot of people when he went against him and said those things
so much with all that Trump disrespect and the Gold Star family disrespect.
Oh God.
Oh God. I can't even tell you how that triggered me something fierce. I just
calling military people suckers and losers. How do you do that and say you're pro-military?
So awful.
Yes.
So disrespectful.
So disrespectful. Right in front of the Gold Star families. I have no words.
Unbelievable.
I know, but stood up to say, what the hell is wrong with you? Shut your damn mouth.
Before we go, this is just a question. If you guys know, I heard something's going on with Lindsey Graham. What the heck is going on with Lindsey Graham?
Oh, I don't
Is
know.
he back kissing Trump's butt again? Or I think they got something on him. You were talking about him having stuff on people.
Yeah.
I think they do on Lindsey for sure, because he's like, if anybody votes for him, it's gonna, country's gonna fall apart, and you'll deserve it, because he's nothing but a race baiting xenophobic.
They must have some pictures, allegedly in drag, or allegedly as his other persona, or in that kind of way, for entertainment
or with
purposes.
younger.
And
also he was a part of that delegation that went to Moscow on July 4th of 2017. And I think all the people who went there, I don't have their names off the top of my head right now, but I think all the people who went there, Graham is the last of maybe 2 or 3 of that group who has not resigned from Congress. And I'm sure that the compromise on all of them was just ridiculous. Just ridiculous. So anytime they want to pull Lindsey back into line, they just dangle that. And who knows what that is.
He's still scared to death about the Georgia thing.
Yeah, he is. He should be. He should be. That was just abominable what he did.
Yeah.
Do you guys see him going to jail? I feel like he's going to be forced to step down, but I wasn't sure about jail.
Let's see. Yeah, I got the world for him. He's going to be handed the key to get the hell out of Dodge. He's going to be he's going to look at himself in the mirror at the end of the day, and he's going to realize he screwed himself over. Here's dust.
Well, I think he's going to have charges in numerous states, and they're going to have to carve up, how do we share Lindsey Graham?
I think so.
Wow.
I
was sitting here thinking I didn't have as many questions because I was so busy this week, but golly, there's so much going on. It's like endless. It's hard to keep up with.
Endless is a good way to put it. It is just a fire hose of stuff coming out right now.
It is. It's just, I can't wait till June and July, though. I want to see what's happening. Then we need to do this again, maybe in June or July, do some political readings.
You got to get the popcorn. Get the popcorn ready.
That's right.
I got my popcorn. I always got my popcorn.
Me too.
So
I'm ready.
Before I go,
I said it's one of the things I can eat. So yes, I've got my popcorn.
I love my popcorn. I love my popcorn. So I found taco popcorn. I was so excited. I don't know why. I just love Mexican food's my favorite thing. Popcorn's my other favorite thing. And it's like they're combined. It doesn't take much to make me happy. I was like a little kid. They have taco popcorn.
My God.
But I know. I don't think I'll ever grow up all the way. I don't think I want to.
Who wants to?
Yeah.
Nah.
That's overrated.
It is.
Well, I wanted to thank you, and I wanted to ask you, guys, first of all, Colleen Crone over here to my left, and she is an amazing astrologer. I saw you on with Andre. That was probably fun. I saw you on with him.
Yeah, that was a fun show. That was fun. Yeah.
But if you need your chart read and you want it read where you understand it, where it makes sense to you and it's not over your head, she has read my chart and it's like, I can understand what she's saying. I might not understand what a node is and all this stuff. I'm trying to learn, but I listen and she will do it so that you understand it. So if you need your chart read, she's a great, great one to go to. And if you need Akashic records done, Val does those. She does classes to teach you how to do them. She's going to have coming up, which I'm going to get to go to the next one. And she is, she's great at that. And you do crystals too, don't you? You sell crystals in
yeah, I sell crystals and other rocks and minerals. So
I need to go look, but it's like I'll just think I need it more stuff
than I do. It's just a small amount. I haven't put anything on that website in a long time. I have so much, but I'm so busy. I don't have time to do my own put stuff on the website.
Well, if somebody needs a reading for for you first, Colleen, if they want to have a reading with you, an astrology reading, do you do tarot readings and astrology both, or do you just mainly do the astrology?
Well, usually people will want one or the other. It's a bit expensive to have both in one reading, but I do on my website. You can find all the stuff I do. So just go to thecoolcrone.com and take a look at the services. And there's a whole bunch of that stuff there. There's a whole menu there of things you can pick from.
And I have had a reading.
And I've got it in the description box.
She is phenomenal. Just exactly like Deann said, but she can tell you detail and let you know what's coming up and tell you when it's a good time to do certain things that you have coming up. And it's just really, really great to have that insight. So
great.
Go do that.
Thank you for that testimonial.
Or if you're like me and it was a solar eclipse and I called her, I'm like, what is going on, Colleen? It was a crazy month.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
I was like, tell me what in the world is happening. It was one thing.
Yeah. But I'm glad you reached out. That
you read my chart then and told me a lot of stuff.
Yeah. It was good timing there.
I never expected that much. But it really showed me how great you are and how good you are at writing stuff down. So even somebody like me, a blonde like me, can figure it out. Because a lot of times astrologers, I feel like a big dum-dum because I'm listening to them and I don't
can't translate it into your real life. Yeah, translating this information and pulling it down to earth and creating that picture of what is coming chronologically, what you need to look out for, what you can embrace and bring forward and create. When's a good time to take vacations? When's a good time to, publish your book? Blah, blah, blah. And these are the things that Colleen can do for you in a very clear way. And that is like worth $1 million.
It's helpful. Yes, it is helpful. That's good.
And
Thank
real
you.
quick, can you tell them, Val, what you are? I am so blessed to be able to know all you guys.
Well, the Akashic records.
What do they get if they get an Akashic?
If you mean when you take the class or when you actually get into the records.
When you get read, for somebody who doesn't know, why do I want my Akashic records?
Well, it is a situation or an opportunity for you to release things that may have been bothering you in this lifetime, that you can find out what it is. Why are you dealing with this? Whatever it is, with family members, with things about your own self-worth or value, or whatever it is. If you're feeling like you're scared of water and you don't know why you've always been that way, things that might stop you from having a successful career or whatever that might be, you look back and see if there is a correlation in some past lifetimes that relate to this. And just hearing that creates a resonance of aha moment where you actually let go of that, and you get the emotion and the feeling of that lifetime, and suddenly it makes sense in every cell of your body, and you go, oh, and somehow you get that. But I take you through an additional clearing, and you do that over and over till you get to as many things as you can in the hour of letting things go and clearing. But when you can do it, when you take my class, you can do it for yourself. Open your own records, go in there and do it.
Yeah, and it's really inexpensive too for that class, for the time that you put into it.
It is.
I've taken the class from Val, and I've also had a reading from Val on the Akashic records. And I got to say, the Akashic records reading was tremendously healing. She recorded it for me, and I listened to it from time to time to kind of go back and go, okay, now did I really clear all of that? Can I do it again? And it's very, very helpful. So then I took the class after I had a reading, and sure enough, I was reading the Akashic records by the end of the class. And I
Wow.
was like, I didn't think I could do that.
It just really helps you realize you were always reading the Akashic
Yeah,
records.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
what,
and it's just
it's just
you
touching.
all
I can't wait to
learn.
learn.
Yeah.
I can't wait to learn. I can't wait to, I would like to have it done too, So if you guys get a chance to go to these two ladies, please do. They're awesome.
Thank you.
Now mine, I just started doing these because I was doing them for me. Because when I needed protection, I knew that black obsidian is a protective stone. Then I started looking up which herbs and which oils and which things are protective. Rue, black pepper, different hot oils, things of fire, and learning about cooler herbs, and it's kind of the earth, the air, the wind, the fire. There's different herbs that represent different things, and they do different things. Certain ones are for love, certain ones are for protection, certain ones are for prosperity, and so I combine those, and I used to do it for myself, and they really helped me. And I never thought about making them for other people, but it's turned out everybody's loved them. They do really well. So if you have any questions, you can go to Deann. You can go to my email, Deann Shield Maiden Tarot at gmail.com. And if you have a question you want to text me, I have a business phone number. I feel so important. I got a business phone number. It's 1-833-277-8105, and you can look on my on the description page, and I have all that on my description page. It tells all about the manifest site. It's manifestshop.net, and you'll see it. It'll say Manifest Shop USA. And the reason I did that is because I only ship to the USA, and I had a lot of people from other countries want me to ship. I have sold a bottle or two of oil to everybody in the United States of America so far. And to Switzerland, I did break down at Switzerland, England, France, and I did it for a few friends and stuff. So yeah, the only state in America I haven't sold an oil to is Alaska. So, but everybody else. So I'm really excited about making these for you guys. Email me if you have any questions you want to know. If you don't know what oil to pick, you look at all that and you're like, I don't know. Just say, have Deann's guides choose. I will have them choose, my guides with your guides, which oil you need. I'll tell you what I got, what crystals, why I got it. And so, or if it's for a friend and you think, I don't know what to get my friend, she has everything. Tell me your friend's name, and I will pick oils for your friend if you know what she needs or if you don't know what she needs. So anyway, you can check them out. You can call me for any questions, and I appreciate you supporting my little small business too. And I'm only 100 and something away from 5,000. So if you guys please like and subscribe. If I get my 5,000, we're going to have a party. I'm going to give away some free oils, some free readings, and we'll have some fun. So every 1,000 I go, I'm going to do special things for you. So anyway, that's my spiel. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, Val. Thank you, Colleen, so much for being here. And I love when I get to see you guys. And thank you, everybody in the chat, for being here too. And so I think we're going to have a whole lot more stuff to read on. So kind of watch PoliTarology. She has it on there. What day is that on?
Fridays. Every other Friday.
At what time?
And don't forget to watch the cool Crone Oracle.
Yeah, my shows on Friday are always at 7:00 Eastern time, and I alternate between PoliTarology and the cool Crone Oracle, which is Oracle is personal questions, cool PoliTarology is political questions.
Okay,
yeah.
And then
the real psychics of YouTube.
The real psychics of YouTube
on Saturday.
Yes, such a animal.
Like once a month.
Yeah, the next one is going to be on is on June 16th, which is a Sunday. That's going to be the real psychics of YouTube. And I also do once a month. I do Reveal the Future, which is where we visualize a better world.
You are coming
very
on
important show.
Also, Colleen's coming on with me. I do every Friday. I do paranormal with me and Tanya. We do it. We have a different topic, whether it be Bigfoot, the ice wall, aliens. Well, we did a part 1 of witches, and everybody loved it so much they asked us to do a part 2. So Colleen's going to come on the 22nd at 7 p.m. Central, and we're going to do a part 2 on witches and the witch trial. And it was fun. And you're welcome too, Val, you know.
Well, no,
and
I'm a watcher on those shows because I don't know anything.
I don't either, but I love it. I love it. I get to research. And I get to learn with the because the chat gets involved too, and we find out what you guys know, and it's just like sitting in the living room talking about supernatural things that we're interested in. And I'll have some videos for you. And Linda Grindle's coming on that day too at noon on my channel. We'll probably talk about some politics on that day. And also on the 21st, Tuesday, I've got Natasha Rosewood. She's from England. She's written like 5 books on paranormal. And Mel Dorr is going to come on. And we're going to talk about the paranormal and some ghost stories. That's my jam. I love the ghost stories and stuff. So, okay, everybody. Well, I'm going to let you go, and I'll go ahead and sign off for now. And leave in the comments if there's any other questions you want for politics. Let me know, and we'll do it on the next one. All right. Bye-bye, everybody.
Thank you.